and welcome back to another episode of Raw Truth. Today we are going to talk about having faith and not knowing, and literally, like, if you are like me and you want to do a billion things and you need to really narrow in on your focus, we're going to talk about how exactly to do what is calling us and achieve our passions and live out our most abundant life through doing what brings us joy in the process. Sometimes we want to do everything, and that's not a bad thing, but when you chase 10 rabbits, you can sometimes end up having none. So Karen's really going to identify the process of how we can really get clarity on what we want in life and what would make us feel fulfilled. Karen, do you want to add anything about today's episode?
This episode is going to identify with your intention, what makes your soul smile, attach purpose to it, and you're going to have joy on whatever process it is that brings your soul smiling. Like that.
Just like that. So stay tuned for more.
Yeah. Yo, so what's up? What's good? How's your day? How was your week? What have you been up to? What brings from here out today?
So week was good. It's Friday. I got a busy weekend planned. I've been investing the next couple months. Well, it's always I always want to work on my growth, but I'm investing in my growth. So mastermind, business courses, business mentors, because I'm ready to take a step in a more directed direction to get me closer to one of the things I'm currently working on scaling. But it took a while to get to this point and to figure out what exactly I wanted to pursue out here. I'm out in LA, we have this amazing thing we're doing, but from the business point of view and the job point of view, and I have so many things I love to do, and I have I want to do social media marketing for myself, just grow my personal brand and do brand deals. And then part of me is I just want to do my online fitness coaching business. I want to act and model because everyone acts and models out in LA, and that's what I want to do. Or oh no, but I also have an agency that it's going well in Toronto, and I want to really capitalize on the market in LA because that's so much potential. And even more things, then we have this going on, and I'm my mind's just oh man, we can do so much with this right now. There's just and there's more. My mind's just always good, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. I'm always inspired by different things I see, and then I'm oh, that's a good business.
It is. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because a lot of people don't have one thing that they can churn out where you've got 45.
And I meet people and they're come join us. I met a guy on Abbott Kenny, and then he kept on wanting me to help them out. He's a movie producer, and he wanted me not even just for social media, but it's a full-time thing. I would be an assistant to him, which isn't even when I now I'm that's a hell no. It's a hell yes or hell no. But in the moment I'm oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sounded shiny and pretty, and then I'm what the hell was I even thinking? That's totally going into different industry.
Right. So if you're a person that's multifaceted and
or lost, you're confused and you everything, you want to do everything.
No.
If
you're a person that can do many different things and you're multi-talented in a dimensional way, and you want to be a model, an actress, an influencer, a coach, a fitness, all these things, right, which is all incredibly positive. What do you do? How do you know what decision to make? How do you know what direction to take? So my observation of you directly is it has just from the moment that I met you, having 75 things, to then coming over with your mum the first week she was in LA. I met with her and her mama. We had coffee, and she was on her phone, and we met her mum and I.
4 weeks, just to give you guys some context.
Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks ago, on her phone, and she had all these things going on, and I was look, that's gonna cause you suffering, having
stress,
so many things, and no matter what you dab into, you're gonna get an opportunity. That's what you need to realize. It's not that that's the only opportunity. all right? But it's about what makes your soul smile the brightest. Your soul smile. Not like, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, I could do that. Because you could do many things, right? When you kind of have a lot of substance, you then attract a lot of things, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in you, so it comes out. So it's about what makes you feel the yummiest, what tastes the yummiest or makes your soul smile the most. And then following that. And so organically with you, okay, also because I've been like on at you, like, don't waste your time here, don't waste your time here.
Oh, yeah.
You're now at a point where you are happy and you are enjoying your life and you enjoy the things you do.
It took a while. Honestly, I was
not really. We're talking 5 weeks. People take 5 years to be able to like transition a mindset like yours to now.
Yeah.
You were like, think about it. She was 23 and she would come in and she had a lot of stress and weight. I don't know what to do about this, and I got this, and how do I do this?
And this person wants me to do this, and
and you're able to like shed away a lot of that and like narrow in. And when you're in only a couple of lanes, right, like 3 lanes, then like the other, what did I say, 72 lanes or 72 options, they seem like they're grey now. They're not shining brightly anymore, okay? And that's what you want. You'd rather have like, if you could have like 75 things and they're all like not shining, but they're just like colours, or you could have like 3 things that are shining brightly, like fluorescent, like go. You got to know to tap into those 3 things and shed away there. They're going to always be there. You can always jump out of it and pick it back up.
Karen said this to me when she met me, and the visual just stuck in my head, so I want to do it. She's like, listen, this is Karen, listen, you got 2 arms, 2 buckets. What buckets are your hands going to be in? You're not an octopus. You don't have 8 arms.
I remember when I said
that. Like, stuck with me, like, forever. Like, literally, since she told me that, it's been in the back of my head. And that's how I think, honestly, like, having that, I literally have that in my head when I'm making future decisions. Like, okay, does it fit in, like, now that I have over the 4 or 5 weeks really, like, zoned in and narrowed in on my 2 focuses, I feel so much clearer and so much brighter, and I feel a lot more
like the
happy.
Congestion has been blown out. So all that other stuff creates congestion for the 3 or the 2 areas that you want to like, you know, divulge your time in. Because you're going to realize like healthy and balanced is not just working here, da. It's also about like socializing and having maybe some chill time and some talking time. And sometimes we'll come in here and we won't start shooting an hour after, because, you know, we're talking, and that's healthy, that getting it out and, you know, being able to vent out what's going on and putting it on a plate so you can see it, and then knowing how to rearrange it so then you can like scoop in and eat it and it tastes so good. Like, you got to allow that time. So if you've got too much going on and you're thinking too much, you're not creating any space, and you need that space for clarity. So that's why now you're feeling like, oh, this is just, I got this,
and I know
what
like,
I'm doing.
What's gonna help me get
you can
farther
execute a lot more efficiently. You can also like grab the nutrients and things as opposed to just grabbing the whole pie. So like it's very easy, and that's one goal you should have in life, is to make your life easy.
You know, saying if you chase 10 rabbits, you end up having none. Like, that's like what it's kind of
yeah,
like
she just told me that expression. She always comes up with these cool expressions. I guess you didn't come up with it, but it was like some expression, and I'm like, 10 rabbits, you end up having none. I was like, yeah, I guess, yeah, that does kind of make sense. Like, I don't know, like, you know, and it's hard if you don't clearly have defined what career path or what kind of direction you want to like divulge your time and energy in, you know, and you're kind of like tasting all these things. Really try and sit with each thing, like live it. The best way you can do it is to live out each experience, right? So like with you, I was like, okay, actress, let's say, because this is Ayesha. Ayesha could be an actress. She's great, scripted, anything, killer. What's that life going to look like? What's that journey going to look like? What's that process going to look like?
I'm like, is that fulfilling? Like, I talked to some other actors here, and they told me like the straight up how it is. And I was like, oh, I don't think
you got to be, because you got to be brilliant at rejection. Brilliant at it.
And you got to be like, I like structure and schedule, and you can't gotta be like ready to like, they say jump, you gotta go how high, you gotta get to like LA is no joke with traffic. You gotta be at an audition at 2:30 and it's 1:45 and you're in the gym, you're leaving, showering out 5 minutes ago.
Well, some people that might be naturally easy for them. And so, you know, being an actress or an actor is absolutely their path and something they should definitely open their heart up to. But knowing Ayesha the little bit I did know her, I was like, this is what this process looks like. And she straight away, like she just did then, was like, that's not my yummy. That's not my easy. My characteristics don't sync easy with that. Right? So then there's another one. Then there's modeling, which is, she's done some fitness modeling in the past. And, you know, modeling is, you're subjective to a lot of criticism and a lot of perfection and a lot of...
And it's like, modeling too, it's so widespread now. I'm like, you can do anything. You can model for a brand, like do something that's like really true to you, like something that embodies you, but you don't have to be, when you devote yourself fully to that, you're kind of like stuck in the construct.
It's just there's so many models, in LA and on Instagram, and girls, you know, they really aspire to be models. It's a lot of work. Being a model is a lot of work, and it's a process, and the process isn't necessarily fun. Or it's not, it might be fun for you, but it might not be. So you have to think about your personality. If you are so passionate about modeling, like you wake up, you're obsessed with it, you're looking at models, how they walk, you're videoing, you're all over it like that, you 100% should be a model. 100% should be going hard at that. But if it's just something that's like, oh, I could do modeling, like you're like all these people in LA, right? And you know what that leads to? Suffering. Because you're not going to be able to handle your direction. It's going to make you feel misdirected.
And sorry, keep going.
No. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, yes, there's like, it's suffering, and like you want your process and your journey to be lighter. But another thing that like I want to say and like point out, that like anything you choose and you choose to go that direction, like you have to put in the hard work and the energy. But when it fulfills you, it's easier to put in the work. So like we were talking about, just like tonight, I was like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do emails and I'm gonna work on like the two things, like the two pots, the two buckets, which maybe we'll get into what my two focuses are right now. And I'm gonna work, and it's Friday night, but I'm gonna like cultivate joy. That's like a whole new topic, but like how you can enjoy the process. But even though it's hard work, like anything you pursue is hard work, it's just, I don't know how I was gonna say this, I like went off, but it's hard work that you have to devote to the process for sure. But if you already like, it's your yummy, then you want to do the work, basically.
Basically, if you have gratitude for what you're doing and you feel blessed to be able to living out that path, it's going to be easy for you, because you're going to have natural energy. It's going to be organic energy. So if it's a model or an actress or a social media, what are they called? Star, influencer, my bad. You're one of these people, and you know, and you're just so grateful to be. I am so grateful to be a coach, to be a life coach, because in my eyes, it's a privilege to work with children. And I got to work with children from the ages of 8 to 18 for 6.5 years, and how they taught me and how they grew me, like those, and the way I pay attention. So I feel insanely privileged and appreciative to be me and doing what I'm doing, and I get to help people, which there's nothing that brings me more joy. So even if, like, let's say we're doing this because we just started it, and there's no outcome, it gets like 2 views or something, or it doesn't like go out on some magnitude, whatever. It's nothing to me. Because you know why? The process is gratitude. The showing up here is like, it's my fun, it's my joy, it's my excitement, right? So if you feel that way every time you're picking up something, whether you're drawing or you're an artist or you're whatever you are, if you're feeling like, damn, I'm so like you feel that feeling of like a high vibration, you're on it, you go for it. Like, just go, focus, zone in your attention, your energy. Like, that's the thing that needed to be narrowed down a little bit with Ayesha, because she had so many things that she almost lost what she was truly attracted to, you know? And like, or even not even lost it, they were there and she felt them, but she didn't know how to package herself or encapsulate to be able to like narrow in and, okay, this is what I'm good at, this is where I'm at, this is how to acute my focus, right? This guy. Then I've got these over here that I'm also at, and they can kind of leverage and transition off each other. So let me go in here, this is a whole different thing, but this is also going to grow me, and this is going to learn me, and this guy's going to learn this guy, and this guy's going to, and I'm just going to be like this full thing. So by the time I'm 35, I'm going to be like, damn, I've got an empire, right? And it's like, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. So, you know, the process is what's important. You have to have love and soul smiling on the process. So, and that is what you have cultivated. You have cultivated to be able to show up even when you're tired and you're exhausted and you're like a gazillion things, and still be present with it.
Like the other day when I walked in, I was like, Karen, I have this and this and this and this to do, but I felt good. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you walked in like that like weeks ago, you would not be the same person.
Yeah, like even like a couple of weeks ago, like, you know, just the way she perceives her own journey is what's shifted incredibly. And it's not just for me to feel that from her. I don't care. She can be however she wants. It doesn't taint me. But for herself, how she shows up to things. And it's like, that feels better. You're less exhausted when you love it and when you have enthusiasm behind it.
And I'm not saying like it's easy, because like I'm in the process of like building up my social media marketing agency, and there's a whole bunch of like things to deal with in there, and like back end like business boring stuff that I don't like, I'm learning, and it's sometimes like stressful and well, not stressful. I've learned it's not stressful. It's just like what it is. And I just like, it's not as fun or as glam, but like, I don't know, I'm just soaking in the whole process and being like, yeah, like, this is cool. Like, I'm learning so much with this.
Yeah.
And like, I'm doing some masterminds, and I'm investing in a mentor and doing a course, which is like, it's like the money that I've made from my clients, they're just going back into like investing in my own growth, which is totally cool. I'm just like, this is going to be sick. Like, I can use this and apply it on like my personal brand, Karen's personal brand, Raw Truth's personal brand, and then that impact that like this fills me up so much. And then the fact that like this thing that I'm doing to build my business can help what we're doing to help so many people in a positive way, like fuels me up. So I think like, yes, it has to feel yummy to you, but it's like really getting clear on like what those things are for you first maybe might help the process.
Yeah.
Like identifying your values and your mission and your what you want to be known for, your legacy.
Identifying your passion. So identifying your passion and then having intention with that passion. So the reason why she feels good now is all that stuff she just said basically just means that she has purpose. All right? So with everything she does, there's a purpose. It's not just doing it, hoping and wishing it somehow brings in an ROI, right? Return on investment. It's not like that anymore. And so because that stress has lifted and she has more focus and kind of direction and being able to manage herself a lot better and accurately, that brings a lot of self-security, and it relieves a lot of anxiety about the direction that you're heading, and being able to have confidence with every step that you're taking. It's in the right way. Even if it's wrong, it's the wrong right. First thing is knowing what you're passionate about, diving into yourself and being like, this is what makes me smile. Second thing is having a intention with what you want to do with your passion. So that means like writing down, my passion's an actress and I want to be on a feature film. All right. And my intention is to study it, to learn it, to experience it, to practice it, to completely embody it. So making sure you can write those down, write it down, write everything down, write your goal, your intention. Your next thing is your purpose. Your purpose for doing this. Why do you want to do it? Do you want to do it to bring in money? Do you want to do it because this feels like your dream in life and you want to fulfill that? Do you want to do it because you want to travel? Like, why? What do you want to do it? Like, what's your purpose of it? How does it feel you? You're going to need to know these things in the process because you want to be able to attach the healthy emotions to the process. So that's why having these things initially is really important.
I was going to say, it's okay if it changes as you grow?
Absolutely. It can change, it can zigzag, it can like double flip.
Might
Not
help
being able to
anyway.
control, not letting go of controlling the goals, the outcome, the this. You can write these down as goals, but it might not go how you think from here to here. Okay, but you're not focused on the here. You're just focused on the here and the process of every single second and every single step within it. Even if it goes there, you're good. Or here, you're good. Or here, you're good. Or here, you're good. It's all good. So like having faith in not knowing, which is what I was talking to Ayesha about. She's very goal orientated and she's very like, you know, wants the answer, wants the reward, wants to see it in her eyes, in her hands, in her bank account, that yes, I'm on the right path. That type of affirmation is going to stunt your growth, or at least if it doesn't stunt your growth, it's going to make you feel like you might not be on the right path. All right, you can't pay that any mind. You can't, just don't focus on what it brings you back. Your soul mission is to just focus on the present of what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what are you doing to achieve it in this very moment. That's it. The rest, faith in not knowing. Universe has got you. You don't even have to worry about it. How cool is that? Right? Like, let that go. That's like so many people's struggle in life, is just that they're so focused on getting and receiving and needing that validity from results, that when they don't, it like shifts them out and swivels them out, can even make them turn back or make them pick up something else. You can't, you know, because there's way too many things, like even winning gold medals or number one prizes or getting A pluses. Like it doesn't really mean that much. Someone that was getting A pluses in mathematics might end up being a mathematician, and you're getting D's in mathematics and you might end up being an astronaut. And the person that's getting A pluses actually wanted to be an astronaut, right? But the person that's getting D's had the right process and the right mindset. So, and that's just like an example, but I'm just saying, don't give too much mind and emotional attention to results and to needing it to be validated. You validate it. It makes your soul smile. That's the biggest validity you can get. The biggest affirmation that you can get is how you feel. So that's a big thing, and that's, I think, really important for a lot of millennials that are like not sure where to go, how to direct, go to university, not go to university, you know, put investment in yourself, getting your parents to invest. Even if parents are watching this, how to know when to invest into your kid or when to put her on another path. Like, knowing being able to see in your child what makes them smile is so important. Paying attention, not through your eyes and your wants and needs, through theirs. What you feel makes them bring them life and bring aliveness to their life, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about when you're making decisions based on what direction you want to move in life.
I love it. I love every word of that. I don't know if I have anything to say about it. Not being too attached to the outcome. Would you say like that is something to keep in mind?
That's exactly what this is about, is not, and that's what for you has been the biggest thing of removing, like you being like the ROI, like kind of getting that out. Like, I don't think the ROI should be the focus. The return on the investment is the process, period. That's, you're investing into your own process and you get back from your own investment.
So what should be just like the goal for everyone? Like, if you had to put it in a sentence, what should be everyone's soul mission and goal?
Well,
to enjoy the process?
A goal should be to identify your passion. That's a goal.
And you can do that through
goal.
trying different things, right?
You can do that through trying different things and listening hard to yourself. And also, like, what do you look up to? Who do you idolize? Who do you know, when you see that person, you're like, oh, I wish I was them, you know? Like, what do you want to be? Like, when you find that, or when you see that, that's when you have an outline of like, oh, my passion's around there. That's the zone. That's the area. Yeah, that's like create, like, you know, kind of identifying with that is massive. So yeah, and that's something that I know it's really cool to be me in your space, you experiencing it all and being so young and, you know, 20 23 is just, I can't stress how young 23 is, that you just don't know, and you have to let go of knowing. Just letting go of knowing is just the most freeing, liberating feeling. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. You only need to know what you love, what you're passionate about, and go hard on investing your energy in there. That's it.
I love it. It makes things for us, like for myself listening to this and hearing Karen, it makes me feel like a lot more peaceful, and like I can like, okay, like Rome wasn't built in a day. I can take it day by day and just do the best I can, and that's good enough, and that will there's no loss, like there's only growth in this process, and I'm just gonna try to enjoy it to the fullest, because why make myself suffer? That's like what I've been saying to myself, like, Ayesha, why are you making yourself suffer? Just enjoy it and know that the universe got you. Have faith in not knowing. And on that note, we are going to conclude our episode of Raw Truth. Comment down below what resonated today. Comment down below like something that's calling you to try. And let's all get inspired by each other's journeys. And if you're listening to this on podcast, if you guys could kindly leave us a rate and review. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Raw Truth. Love on love, and have an amazing day.